Can we just get to the season finale already? Because I'm sick of this. Welcome to the K-Maps channel. This is Kay Kritiques, where we discuss all things South African television, and today we are breaking down The Wife Season 3, Episode 49 to 54. Episode 49 to 41. Nothing really happened in these episodes. They were very lackluster and there wasn't really much to talk about, so I decided that I will combine them with this week's episodes. So it starts off with Qhawe saving Naledi and ending Tlabane's life, and we did find out that Naledi miscarried the baby, and we get this very beautiful and emotional scene with Qhawe standing outside the door crying because he just lost his baby. And I feel like he also felt like, okay, now there's nothing tying me and Naledi together, so I've lost her as well. That was really my favorite scene in these episodes, but the tears were in vain. They were wasted. That scene was a total castaway because we had such a great emotional scene, only for them to turn around and say Naledi was pregnant with twins and one of them survived. Like, what was the point of that scene then? But anyways, the Zulu brothers find out the information that the person who stole their money is named Margaret, and they're all wondering, who is Margaret? We've never heard of a Margaret. We don't know anybody who's our enemy who's named Margaret. And on this side, Hlomu suspects that Mqhele is cheating, which is true, which he is. And Qhawe starts having a guilty conscience and she's getting scared and wants to confess. Obviously, her mother will not let her do that. She can't confess. They're almost at the finish line. Naledi's discharged from the hospital and Usafako finds out. And I'm like, what about patient confidentiality? Put this lady to the nursing council immediately. Where is the HPCSA right now? Because why is this lady revealing confidential information about a patient to a husband? Like, even if somebody is your spouse, you are not allowed to discuss your patient with anybody, especially when the patient did not give you permission to do so. And then Safako finds out that Naledi is still pregnant because they were pregnant with twins. And I'm like, why doesn't anybody tell this guy? Like, why is everybody just afraid of telling Safako that this is not his child? Get it over and done with. Then this week, we had a bit more content to talk about, and the storyline is moving forward. But I'm just wondering in what direction. I honestly don't know where the story is going, and I'm tired. I am tired. It's getting to a point where watching The Wife is such a chore. But anyways, as we already know, Qhawe and Hlomu's storylines have been interweaved and intertwined since Mqhele decided that he is going to cheat with his sister-in-law. So Hlomu is investigating who could have stolen the money because she doesn't believe that Margaret is an enemy. She believes that Mqhele sent Margaret this money because Margaret is the side chick, right? She strikes a deal with Detective Valoy to use his forensic resources to find out who is this Margaret, and she actually finds out that it's Majola. Like, the surname is Majola. She finds out that Qhawe is Majola by going on Gwaza's Facebook and sees a picture of her there, seeing that she's the sister. She then tries to back out of the deal and gets arrested. And I'm like, what? Arrested for what? You know what? Stained glass, wrap it up. Even though it was a verbal agreement, like, if somebody doesn't want to testify anymore, they don't have to, because there's literally no case. Like, it's a different thing if you're under oath or you are subpoenaed to show up in court. But as of right now, there is no case. You know what? Let me just move on from Hlomu Khloe continues to steal money. Her and her mom get new passports. They have new identities. Her new identity is gonna be Uxolile Qhawe. Mqhele almost catches her, but obviously Khloe seduces him and they end up having sex. And that is where Hlomu finds them. She finds them in the act and stabs Uxoli with Ngcobo. You know what? It's not funny, but it's actually not funny. So she stabs Uxoli with Ngcobo and Uxoli dies. Mqhele and Hlomu try hiding Oli's body, and I'm like, why not just come clean and tell everybody that she was umachola, so we killed her, without mentioning that Mqhele slept with Uxoli. Sambulo wouldn't have minded maybe if finding out that they killed Uxoli because she's a traitor. They fake that Khloe ran away and the mom is confronted about everything and she's let go. I'm like, what if she plots something else? Why are they letting her go? But you know what? Like, with the loopholes, things not adding up, reasoning behind certain decisions that the Zulu brothers are making, like, you know what, at this point, let's just assume that they are idiots. And with Nkosana not there, they just all bumbling fools. Let's just assume that. Sambulo is depressed as hell. He is grieving. He's in the pits of hell because he feels like he has had a rug pulled from under his feet, where his wife has ran away from him and betrayed him, and he loved this woman and was nothing but good. And I'm sure he's wondering now in his mind, was any of it true? When she said this, was she lying? Was she telling the truth? Oh, that's why at the rank she sounded like she was saying goodbye. And we see Mqhele comforting Sambulo. You know what, like, Mqhele, I'm over him, to the fact that he hasn't even apologized to Hlomu for cheating. Not only cheating, but cheating with their sister-in-law. No accountability for his actions. At least with Hlomu, when she cheated, she was able to state the reasons why she did what she did. She felt like Sandile's death drove her over the edge. She wanted to prove a point. She wanted to see something and wanted to anger Mqhele. Cheating is such a traumatic thing. I feel like most people don't understand that. Being cheated on is not nice. Let me tell you something. This nip up in place, like, somebody cheating on you is most probably one of the worst things that a person can ever do to you, because it alters your mental state. You start questioning whether or not, are you not good enough? What is it that that other person has that I don't have? And that is exactly how Hlomu is feeling right now. She has these feelings of inadequacy. She feels like maybe she's not good in bed, maybe she wasn't enough for Mqhele. Tell Mqhele, touch me and hold me like how you were holding her, blah blah blah. And you really start to feel her cracking. I feel like out of everything that Mqhele has ever done, him beating her, him R-wording her, none of that struck a chord like how cheating did. I feel like she thought maybe cheating is one of those things that Mqhele would never ever do to her. But now that he has, it's like, he has really hurt me in every way possible. And she communicates to Mqhele how she's changed, how she has lost herself in him and she's not living for herself anymore. How she had goals, dreams, ambitions, and he's taken every single thing away from her. Basically saying, you have taken away the essence of who I was. I am no longer the person that I was before I met you. And I don't like this person that I am now. I want to be that girl again. Because you have to think, Hlomu was probably like 23 years old. She was now thrust into the role of being a wife, being a matriarch, being mom to these kids, and going through abuse on top of that. That is all emotionally taxing. You really start to see, okay, she is actually starting to crack onto the actual people who are supposed to be the stars of the show, Naledi and Qhawe. This storyline is not make sure, but you know what? Let's just get into it. Naledi still hasn't told Sefako that this is not his child and that she wants to leave Sefako for Qhawe. Like, she's not in love with Sefako, wants to be with Qhawe, but doesn't have the guts to tell him. They go to the royal seer, and the seer tells them that something is wrong because the surviving twin is both a blessing and the curse. And because she's not pregnant with Sefako's child and she's pregnant with Qhawe's child, either somebody has to die in order for the child to live, so it's a life for life. And I'm like, what? Why is all this drama coming now at the end of the season when there's only 6 episodes left? And why is it that the twin that died wasn't the one whose life was taken in order for the other one to survive? And then another thing for me was like, so the ancestors chose Sefako for Naledi. Wasn't it that earlier in the season that Ukhosi chose Sefako for Naledi, but then the seer was like, stop trying to force things? Like, why change the story now? And why is it that the ancestors would want Sefako for Naledi? You know what? Kgosi is snooping around, and Utsedi is planning to dethrone Kgosi along with Qhawe. They set a trap for him, and Qhawe goes to the Zamazamas and asks them to expose the chief about the illegal mining. And Sefako catches Naledi, Qhawe, and Teddy having a meeting. Naledi has been shown the footage and knows her father's true colors. And now they were caught by Sefako, and Sefako went to tell the chief. The chief killed some of his royal council members to threaten them not to dethrone him. And we're just gonna see how the story plays out. But for me, I feel like at this point in time, Qhawe and Naledi haven't sorted out their core issues. How can they get to a point where they get together and get married and be together forever when they haven't discussed what actually is the problem in their relationship? And it's not only the lack of communication, but it is Naledi not trusting Qhawe enough. Like, he's been genuine from the start, loves you, and has done all he can to try and protect you, especially from the family that he comes from. So for you to run at every single turn thinking that you found a fault of his and you run with it and run away from him without even discussing and finding out the issue, that's gonna be a problem. So every single argument they have, every little disagreement, every tiff that they have, anything happens in their relationship, Naledi's gonna run. Mqhele, Hlomu, it's Qhawe's fault. Like, do you guys get where I'm going with this? It has to get to a point where Naledi trusts in herself to know that I chose a good man for myself. Qhawe is a good man. And then also for her to be able to trust that Qhawe will not hurt her, and for her to actually be loyal to her man. Your father, you knew from the beginning that your father was doing shady things, trying to break you and Qhawe up, but you still didn't believe that maybe that footage was faked or that your father is the one behind all of this. Girl, bye. Like, until they sort out their core issues, I don't feel like they should get back together. And when Naledi even tried apologizing for leaving without getting the full story, Qhawe was like, you don't have to apologize. No, she does. She does have to apologize for that. She didn't even stay for 2 seconds to hear your side of the story. So yeah, that was episode 49 to 54. And can it just be the season finale already? There are too many loose ends, too many loopholes with only 6 episodes left. And I just want to see how they're going to answer every single question that we have, how they're going to wrap up every single storyline. And also, can we just wrap this up because it's not giving at all. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you are notified every single time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one.